What is going on, YouTubers? It's Texas Tactics. I'm bringing you guys a new video that I've never done, and I'm going to be doing these kind of videos, these instructional videos every single day. I'm going to post even if it's something really little or it's something really important to the bass fishing community. And it's not always going to be bass fishing. It can be hunting, saltwater fishing. It just depends on what I'm decided to do that day. Today, you can already see by the intro, we're going to be doing my top 5 baits for wintertime. This does not mean that I'm going to stop doing my bass fishing videos and my hunting videos. I'm still going to be doing those. These are going to be more of a filler video, so maybe if you don't already know something, I can teach you a little something. All right, let's jump right on into this. Number 5, a new tech chatterbait. This bait in the wintertime, I get more of my bites rolling it slow rather than rolling it fast. So in the wintertime, I try to stay away from a lot of reaction. If you want to put a trailer on here, I would say something that doesn't paddle a lot and doesn't have a lot of action. I like the natural color. I'm a natural color guy. I feel like the fish is gonna hit a natural color bait than a black and blue or a pink or a yellow. I'm not saying that they don't hit that. I have caught them on other baits, but this is just if I have a very short time on a lake or a very short time on a pond, a natural color is what bait I'm going to pull out of my box. All right, so we got that one. Number 5 established, chatterbait, little natural color chatterbait. I'm sitting over here deciding which one because I know I catch fish on all of these baits. So what I have decided, this one is going to be number 4. This is a black and blue flake rodent Strike King. You can Texas rig this, is what I prefer. I don't think I use it on anything else. You can put it on a trailer, but I Texas rig these. Slowly picking it up or dragging it across the bottom. I find those two techniques the best in the wintertime when trying to catch bigger fish. As you can see right there, if you can read that, I don't know if you can or not, Strike King has a coffee scent and salt. It holds up really good in the water. It holds its scent for a long time, and the plastics hold up. The reason I chose the Strike King rodent is because when you break these tails apart, they make a more of a wave motion more than a paddle, and I feel like that's more of a key in the wintertime. Their metabolism slows down in the wintertime, so they're not going to be wanting to get up and chase after a bait, so they're going to be wanting something rolling slow and an easy quick meal. So with this rodent, I usually throw a Texas rig, and what a Texas rig is a bullet weight on the top of a worm hook. So what you do is if you can see that hole right there, you slip the line through the hole, through the top, and then pull the line through so it's sitting on there like that. You tie your line onto the hook. The weight is going to fall on the top where you tie the line. It's going to stop right there. With this Texas rig and the weight on the line, the weight is free line. That means that it can just go up and down the line. If you cast it or you jig it, the weight's going to go up and then down, up and down. So, I mean, I do that sometimes, but I also use these peggets. With these, you grab one of them, and on the end right here, you use that end and you put it through here. You slide the weight up and you push it in and you pull it all the way through, and it's going to stop right into that hole. And you put the line in the little rubber thing. I wish I had an example so I could show you right now. I wish I'd have brought some line in here. But you do that, you pull it through and you push it down, and it holds it tight. I mean, you can still pull it up if you pull it real hard, and that's another way you can do a Carolina rig. You can pull it all the way up and push it, and if you want a 4-foot Carolina rig, or you want a 6-foot, you want a 12-foot Carolina rig. It hits a log or something, you try to shake it off, the weight's gonna move, so that's the only bad thing. And that's why a swivel is more efficient. So number 3, trusty, right here. All year long, I don't care what the temp is, I don't care what the time of year, I'm throwing a jig. I don't know why, but the jig is where it's at. I catch so many fish on a jig. It's crazy, but it's not my top one during the wintertime. If I'm not catching fish, I will tie on a jig. I'm telling you guys. You're going to be seeing me throw a jig in my upcoming videos like it's no tomorrow. I love a jig. I love it. I love it. Right now I have a Strike King Rage Crawl slipped onto the trailer. This is a black and blue jig. Just for some reason, a jig is a killer during the wintertime. It imitates a crawl. You can imitate it as a shad. If you get a white one, you can imitate anything in the water with a jig. It's mean green, it's a fighting machine. Number 2, a regular size rattle trap, a red one. The reason I chose red is because down here in Texas, there's so much crawfish, and this imitates a moving crawfish pretty much. So with this bait, you can roll it slow or you can speed it up really fast. I found out in the wintertime, rolling it slow is more efficient and catches more bigger fish. If you go watch my previous video, it was like day 2, I think, pond fishing in the wintertime. We cracked them on this. I caught like 4 in a row off of this. It's money. It's money. That's all I can say. It's amazing. All right, so that's number 2. Number 1, we got a worm, a curly tail worm. The color, I kind of stay with a natural, maybe red in it. This is the Junebug 10-inch power bait worm, curly tail. It's rated for a 5/0 hook. It's got a little red in it if you ask me, but it's got brown. It's red, brown with green spots. This bait, I used it in one of my last videos on one of the ponds I was fishing, and I caught, I think, a 3.5 pounder, 4 pounder off of one of these, just picking it up and dragging it, picking it up and dragging it. In the wintertime, dragging it like any kind of plastic is going to be a key, or even just twitching it and having a lighter hook like a 3/0 instead of a 5/0. The bait is gonna fall a lot slower, so you can pick it up and let it fall. Pick it up and let it fall. Pick it up, and then drag it and then let it fall. Can be a more, you just gotta try. You have to go out there and you have to concentrate on what you're doing instead of talking to your buddy, and concentrate. And once you get a bite, you have to take that information in and use it on your next cast. So if we're talking about patterns, we want to talk about more at the lake, because that's where you're gonna find a pattern more than just catching fish. In the lake, deep, not shallow, with a worm is what I recommend. Creek beds, drop-offs, humps, or throwing it across the creek bed and dragging it across and trying to find maybe a log in the creek bed, or point like turns in the creek beds. They'll be holding, there's always going to be a spot on a spot. As Aaron says, there's always going to be a spot on a spot. So you got to be looking for that spot. If it's a turn, a bend, every little information you can get it. These are my top 5 favorite bass fishing lures in the wintertime. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned in tomorrow for another informational and tips and tricks. Texas Tactics out.